are back for episode 2 of our One Accord Marriage Ministry. And we do apologize for taking so long. It's been a while.
It's been a while, but those of you all out there that have little kitties, you understand.
And for those of you that like to work in the garden, you're not supposed to.
And have allergies.
For those of you that like to clean out the gutters, you're not supposed to.
And you have allergies.
So, but again, thank you for the support, all the good feedback. We're still getting feedback from people asking about the next video. A lot of people have been sharing it with loved ones, with relatives, with friends. So we definitely appreciate all the love and all the support. We're going to make it a point to make sure that we bring at least 2 videos to you a month. And I think she's going to make sure I don't work in the yard no time soon.
Yes.
Not including tomorrow. But again, thank you all for visiting us. We have a hot topic that we want to present to you all. We want to talk about this particular topic we've been thinking about and really just what we've been doing. We've been hearing from other people and sharing some things and ideas. So we want to talk today about fighting fair. Fighting fair. What does it mean to fight fair in a relationship? Now, as we mentioned on our first episode, this is for married couples, those people who are engaged, those people who are single, and possibly will be dating again. Again, these are good tools and tips that we believe you can use to equip yourself to have a healthy relationship.
And also a good thing is while you're single, it's also a good time to kind of change your mindset to things. I know a lot of times, different people have different backgrounds or different ideas about, relationships and how they should go and how they should be. So, it's really good to, the Bible tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. So it's always good, even when you're single, to get good information about just relationships in general and just to begin to change your mind about your old way of thinking and begin to think the way Christ thinks about relationships.
Absolutely. It is very important because we're going to have to learn how to fight fair. There is a right way to fight and there's a wrong way to fight. Of course, we're not talking about physically fighting. We're talking about those heated fellowships that couples have regarding money, who's going to raise the children, how they're going to be raised, pressures from work. These are some things that can really push your buttons and can make a heated fellowship into a long, drawn-out 2-week affair where 2 people are sleeping in 2 separate rooms. So there's a right way to fight and there is a wrong way to fight. 3 things we want to make sure that you guys really get and hear. You are going to have disagreements, period.
Yes.
You're going to have disagreements. Accept it. Get ready for it. Don't compromise. You're going to have disagreements.
I don't care how long you've been saved. I don't care how long you've been in church. If you have your own mind and your spouse has his own mind, and if you have your own way of doing things, you will at some point disagree.
And that's healthy.
That is healthy.
It's healthy to disagree.
Yes.
We disagree all the time. Stop it. It's healthy though.
It is.
We don't allow those disagreements to make us fight and stay angry for a long time. What's the second one, dear? See, we should be disagreeing right now. You are going to have
You will have arguments.
You're going to have arguments. So number 1, you're going to have disagreements. Number 2, you're going to have an argument. Do not be in the house tiptoeing, being passive aggressive. It's
right.
okay to have an argument.
Let me stop right there at that passive aggressive. That will eat away at your relationship.
Absolutely.
It is so much better. It's so much more healthy to come out and just say what's on your mind, have your heated fellowship and move on. But if you're passive aggressive and you're still angry and holding on to bitterness and you're doing little things, it is going to like a termite with wood. It will eat away little by little at your marriage. And it'll be 20 years and you're looking back and your marriage has fallen apart and you're trying to figure out why. passive aggressive behavior, if you know that's you, this is something that we need to stop today.
Absolutely. The Bible says it's the little foxes
Yes.
that spoil the vine.
Yes.
So you being passive aggressive, if I'm passive aggressive with her, eventually it is going to spoil the fruit of our marriage.
Yes.
If you're dating and you're being passive aggressive in that relationship because there is a fear that the relationship will dissolve, or he may get mad or she may get mad, we want to tell you to pump the brakes. It's unhealthy to hold all that stuff in.
Yes.
It's important that you are able to express how you feel. So again, you're going to have disagreements, you're going to have arguments, and you will have some heated fellowships.
Yes.
Listen to me carefully. A heated fellowship does not mean that you are going to be yelling.
Correct.
A heated fellowship is just that. You're hot, they're hot, and you are both strong about what y'all feel.
Yes.
And that's okay. That's healthy. What's unhealthy is having that I don't care attitude. Again, going back to passive aggressive,
Yes.
yelling, throwing things, slamming doors, arguing in front of the children. Again, all of these things are unhealthy, and it's the wrong way to fight.
Also, pretending like nothing's wrong.
Ooh.
Oh, honey, how are you? I'm fine. And you know you're not fine. You know.
Brothers are very good with that. We can put on the passive aggressive hat in a minute because we don't like to talk about certain things. When we're done, we're done. We don't want to hear it. Ladies, however, they want to talk and work it out, and that's their makeup. But again,
we can be passive aggressive as well. There's some of us ladies that you may ask us, our men may say, "Hey, how you doing?" And you say, "Oh, I'm fine," and you slamming pots.
yeah.
Slamming doors, and he's like, "You sure you're okay?" I said I'm fine, but you're not fine.
Yeah.
I'm just acting out what it looks like.
That's what a lot of conviction.
I'm just showing the people out there, what that really looks like.
I don't want them to know it. But it's important that if there is an issue and it's tension in the home, it's very important that you don't allow those emotions to dictate whether or not you respond correctly or even at all. For example, if I come home and she's upset and I know that she's upset, it's my responsibility to ask her, "Dear, what's wrong?" And again, if she's mad at me, it's her responsibility to tell me what I did wrong in order to make it right.
Yes.
The days are over of couples saying, "Oh, nothing, I'm okay, I'm good." No, you're not. You're lying.
Right.
And what's going to happen is the more you think about it, the larger that particular problem get, the more frustrated you get, the more angry you get. So now there's not only tension in the house, but you don't want to be bothered with them.
Right.
And this is when thoughts come in your mind, which brings me to a powerful scripture that I want you guys to really think about. In Ephesians 4:27, it says, "Do not give place to the devil."
Yes.
Don't give him access to your relationship.
Yes.
If you are upset, do not allow him to whisper in your ear to tell you lies about your husband or about your wife or about your future intendant. It's very important that you recognize his voice, because he'll tell you they meant to do that. Look how they looked at you. Look how they answered you. They don't respect you. You're always doing this. They don't never do anything. Again, you got to be very careful when you are upset, because when you are upset, your emotions are high, but you're also very sensitive. And it's very important that you not give him access to tell you what to do.
Yes.
If you are upset, I advise you take a breath, reflect on the love of Jesus.
Yes.
Ask Jesus for guidance and wisdom to help you communicate in the right manner. Now, again, listen, she's not responsible for my reaction. She's not responsible for my response. That's my responsibility, and vice versa. So she should not be afraid to tell me how she feels, because there's a fear that I'm going to respond in a way that she may not like, or in a way that might hurt her. That's bondage. People in relationships have to be free to talk,
Yes.
free to communicate.
Yes.
You have to be free to tell your spouse, listen, you burned those beans and they were horrible.
But you can say it in a sweet way. You can call them what do you call my burnt pancakes? You call them
Um,
Cajun.
I call them Cajun. And that just happened one time, really. But yeah, you have to put splendor on what you say because
Yes.
you don't want those words to cause more damage. Keep in mind they're already hurt, they're already vulnerable, they're
Yes.
already have their emotions high. So any little thing can trigger a response or an emotion that will not be conducive for reconciliation. The key is reconciliation and learning and knowing how to fight. So
Mm-hmm.
again, it's important that you guys recognize the enemy when he starts talking.
Yes.
And then secondly, if somebody asks you what's wrong,
Be honest.
and tell them.
Yes.
Look, dear, I didn't appreciate how you yelled at me when we got off the phone. I didn't appreciate how you embarrassed me in front of your parents. I didn't appreciate feeling like I'm alone in this relationship.
Yes.
It's okay. Listen, if she comes to me and tell me something, it's not to hurt my ego. She's telling me this because she wants me to help her feel safe,
Yes.
right?
That's right.
And vice versa. If I come and I tell her something, it's not to hurt her, not to put her down. It's to show her or tell her how do I want to be loved concerning this.
That's good.
She has a love language, and so do I.
Yes.
It's important that we learn each other's love language because love languages are not going to be the same. People hear and understand love differently.
And another good way to fight is to acknowledge the other person's feelings and their hurt. You have, whether or not you agree with it, whether or not that's what you said or how you said it, they are valid in their feelings. You hear people all the time say, this is my truth. You hear that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes you can say something in a certain way. You might not have meant it that way, but that's the way that person heard it.
Yep.
That's the way it made the person feel hurt. And it's so important, whether or not you agree with their feelings, you have to acknowledge it as important because you acknowledging it helps them to trust you to open up even more. Because think about it, as men, like Pastor said earlier, they're not the ones always to be so quick to talk. So if they give you a little bit and you just go, that's not what you're cutting them off, then they won't tell you anymore.
Mm-mm.
So help acknowledging their feelings will help them communicate more with you. And the more they communicate, the more you guys will communicate together. And yes, and you guys will know how to fight a good fight.
The right way.
The right way.
So again, the right way to fight is if we have to leave you guys with the right way, you have to listen. You have to now listen. Don't listen to solve.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to hear.
Yes.
She does not need me to solve every problem. She just want to know that I heard her heart.
Right.
And I acknowledged what I heard.
Yes.
Because if I acknowledge it in truth, watch this. I'm putting myself in her shoes. So the same mistake I made last week, I won't make it this week because I put myself in her shoes and I don't like what she felt when I said what I said.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that we learn to listen and acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
What's some of the wrong ways people fight in relationships, dear?
Some of the wrong ways, we kind of mentioned it before, silent treatment.
Ooh.
That is absolutely not healthy. Not being honest. Kind of sweeping it under the rug, thinking it will go away. Being in denial about what's happening. Mm-hmm. Those are some things that are just, like I said, with the term. Just visualize termites eating away at your house. These are termites that will eat away at the house of your marriage. Silent treatment does sleeping in separate rooms. If you're a married couple right now and you were sleeping in a separate room, I want to tell you, get back in your bed.
Yes. Don't give
the
devil.
Get back in your bed.
Do not let the devil put you out your bed.
Yes. Get back in there.
Please.
Because, like we like to say, was that from Spanglish? No space between,
no space between us.
You don't allow it.
And don't yell.
Yes.
Don't, please. If you are a yeller, Stop it.
Yes, that's good.
Don't even say I was raised that way, I was made. No,
That's
you
good.
wasn't. No, no. Don't yell. Because if I yell at her, the first thing she's going to do is shut down.
But that's good. You just said something, brought up a point about being raised that way. Sometimes we do bring learned behavior
Yep.
into the marriage.
Yep.
You bring those old thought patterns. You bring those things that the way you heard mama handle things or the way you heard daddy handle things. That's why, like I mentioned before, the Bible says you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to, when you feel that coming up, you are in control. The Holy Spirit gives you self-control. You have to control those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You are in control of the anger. You're in control of the yelling. You're in control of yourself.
Yes.
So you have to make that choice. Okay, I need to destroy that old habit, that old way I learned growing up, and I need to do something new.
Mm-hmm. Because I didn't marry your mama.
Right.
And you didn't marry my daddy.
Correct.
You married me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make sure that I am the best me for you.
Yes.
That you deserve and need.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, yes, you do learn behavioral patterns as you just mentioned a moment ago, but again, we have to make sure that we walk in our own marital identity.
That's good.
Because again, just because you may have a parents that's been married for 50 years, that's great. You want to strive to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you're going to have to work out your secret sauce for your marriage.
That's good.
And again, it's always good to get insight from older couples. The Bible says there's safety in the multitude of counsel. However, I'm not going to there are certain things I just can't do because this is my wife. It's not my mom, and I'm not my dad, and she's not her mom. So again, make sure that these behavioral patterns are not causing problems in the marriage.
Yes.
Because that can, even in your dating relationship, again, I want to tell you all that's dating right now, pay attention to the signs.
Yes.
If he's yelling on the phone, he's going to yell at you in the car.
Yes.
On your way to the family reunion. If he's cursing you out, he's going to curse you out on your way to church together when y'all get married.
And if he's doing it I've heard ladies say this. I've seen his temper, but he's never been like that with me. Listen, ladies, it is only a matter of time. If you have seen a really ugly temper or a really ugly side of him in a different setting, and he hasn't done it to you yet.
Yet is the key word.
Yet, that is still a part of him, and he will eventually do it to you.
Yes.
So please, I want to echo what Pastor is saying. There are absolutely warning signs when there's someone you're in a relationship with that you need to end.
Yes.
So there could be somebody watching us right now, and you feel inside of yourself that, hey, this doesn't feel right. Follow it.
Follow it.
Follow that. It is okay. Even if you're getting ready to get married tomorrow, and you feeling inside, I don't know, this person looks like they may have this anger, this temper, this very overly jealous. Can't go anywhere, can't do anything, doesn't want you to look at anybody. These are warning signs.
Yeah. Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Because you'll be marrying that.
Yes.
It might look good right now, but eventually it can come back to cause you some serious pain emotionally.
Yes.
So pay attention to the signs. So again, we have 3 keys to fighting fair. 3 keys. The first one, I love this one. Do not bring up old stuff.
That's good.
If we are fighting about when to pick up the children, I should not bring up, how she made the pancakes Cajun.
Correct.
We're not talking about that. People often bring up old stuff because the old stuff hasn't been resolved. So what happened, back to my wife's point, they swept it under the rug. So now you keep sweeping something under the rug. Now you're getting ready to fall over it. That's why, back to our first point, talk it out. Listen to me carefully. If you have to talk something out until 4:30 in the morning, do it. We've done it. And it was resolved. Sometimes it takes that for 2 people to come to a mutual understanding and a solution to walk it out. But listen, if you are arguing about finances, don't bring up somebody's mother. If you're arguing about, how to split the time between family reunions because they're on the same weekend, Do not bring up what happened the night before the wedding. Only talk about what's at hand that particular day or that moment. If you bring up old stuff, it's a strong possibility it's not resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So now you'll be talking about 15 different things when all you wanted to find out was who will pick up the dog from the kennel. So again, do not bring up old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's number 2, dear?
Number 2 is talk about the present. Stay in the present. Stay in the now. And I want to add to that. Avoid words using like you always or ever.
I was guilty for that.
You never. You always.
Yeah.
Stay away from that. Stay away from those words because I'm pretty sure that person doesn't. There's times when they are doing the right things, and when you say always and you never, it makes that person not feel like they're doing nothing right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Be careful with those words and stay in the present.
Stay in the present, please. Stay in the present.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, again, back to our point earlier, listen to hear. Listen to hear, not to solve. Mm-hmm. So number 1, don't bring up old stuff. Number 2, talk in the now.
Talk in the
number
now.
3, listen to hear,
not to solve.
Now we're getting ready to get a little deep. Whatever goes on between you and your spouse or you and your intended, that's between you and your spouse or you and your intended.
Yes.
My best friend should not know what's going on between me and my wife.
My mom and my dad and my sister should not know what's going on between me and my spouse.
Let me tell you why. If I tell my best friend about what she's not doing, then he's going to look at her differently than he did before.
Yes.
He won't look at her objectively. You need somebody, really that you're close with that's always praying for you. That's all you need.
Yes.
You don't need anybody to be in you guys' business.
Yes. Because not everybody has the best intentions.
Not everybody has the best intentions.
Sometimes you give somebody even the person closest to you. You don't know. They may not always have that. And they can be sowing seeds of discord, like just saying little things that will cause separation in your marriage, kind of feeding your anger or feeding your insecurity, your emotions, instead of encouraging you to do the right thing. And you want to safeguard your marriage against those type of things.
Absolutely. Facebook does not need to know.
Oh, please do not put those messages on Facebook that put your relationship on blast, even if you do it, you think you're doing it secretly. Like,
using somebody else's name.
Right, or just those little shady comments.
But you're really talking about your spouse or your girlfriend.
Exactly.
No. Facebook.
Hashtag didn't take the trash out.
Instagram.
Don't do that.
Instagram. None of those platforms need to be aware of your marital or relational status at that particular time. It's irrelevant. That's not their business. It's between you and your spouse or you and your intended. Yes. Again, it's important that you do not bring outside people into your bedroom.
That's good.
Do not bring outside people into your bedroom. Not mom, not dad, not sister, not the next door neighbor, not the dog. Don't bring nobody into your bedroom. That is your bedroom. And for those of you that are dating, do not bring outside people into your relationship. Because you shouldn't be in the bedroom together if you're dating. But again, you want to make sure that there are no outside influences placating or gravitating or fueling your emotion. Because guess what? The anger is not going to last forever.
That's right.
You being mad at her for burning the grits is not going to last forever.
Correct.
She being mad at me for not getting the car wash, it's not going to last forever. So why am I going to get on the phone and degrade her to my mom? It's just not healthy.
Yes.
And then when we see mom looking at my wife sideways. But whose fault is that? Not hers, not my mom's, but mine. Because I'm the one that told mom what was going on.
Absolutely.
So do not bring outside people into your bedroom, married people. And for those of you that are dating, do not bring outside people into your relationship. Yes. It's important. It's so important. It's so important. This is good.
This is
This is good.
good.
Listen, um, I hope y'all are really getting this because fighting is healthy.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. You know, you're going to have arguments, and some of them may be on a scale of 1 to 5, 1. Some may be 5. That's okay. It's working through it.
Yes.
And back to the Ephesians text I quoted earlier, please, I don't care how bad it is, I don't care how frustrated you may be, do not give him access to your marriage.
Please don't. And I wanted to say this. I wanted to mention it earlier. Make sure that if you all continue to get into the same argument over and over because it's the same thing over and over, it is so important that when you say, "Oh, I'll change," "Oh, I won't do that again," that you are making steps toward that change. Your spouse should see you working towards changing a certain behavior that is causing problems in your marriage. If you all have an awesome talking session and you figure out what the problem is, then guess what? You have a responsibility now. You have a responsibility now. If you're having an argument over who spends, maybe someone is spending too much money, or the person that's spending too much money and not staying within the budget, you now have a responsibility to be a good steward over the money. If you stay within that budget or whatever it is, if your husband doesn't like to come home and see clothes all over the house, okay, what do you have to do? You have to make sure that before he gets home, those clothes are picked up. Whatever it is, you have a responsibility to begin to. It may not happen overnight, but they need to see you making steps toward fixing what you all had talked about.
And as the husband or the boyfriend, I have a responsibility to acknowledge what she's doing.
That's
if
good.
I don't acknowledge it, guess what's going to happen? So I have to make sure I acknowledge it because that affirms her. That affirms that I'm seeing that she's trying. So if I don't affirm her, eventually what I need her to do, she won't want to do. But the more I affirm her, watch this, she's hearing a love language there. And she's going to want to do it even more. And that's going to transition into something else. So it's really going to create a domino effect of her loving me and me loving her.
That's good.
In every area of our marriage. So if one person is spending too much money and there is a conversation that takes place, so and you don't go look at the bank book the next day. You want to let some time go by. And then you want to check in and say, you know what, dear? Husband, wife, whoever, we saved 3 cents. Thank you. Thank you for going to the sales rack, or thank you for buying the Walmart brand and not the expensive brand. Again, you're acknowledging it.
Yes.
But back to our point, if it's a small thing that spoiled the vine, then it must be a small thing that can protect the vine as well.
Oh, that's good.
So again, we have to be careful that we celebrate the small wins.
Yes.
So regardless of, and again, even if it's not consistent every day, because consistency takes time.
Right.
You might miss Monday, you might miss Tuesday, you might miss Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the following week, I'm seeing some consistency. It has to be acknowledged.
Yes.
You can't just ignore it and say, "Well, you supposed to have my stuff ready. You supposed to wash my clothes. You supposed to have my food." Come on, that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. Why not just say, "Dear, I appreciate what you did for me. Thank you for washing the clothes." Mm-hmm. And if she miss it the next day, guess what? Hey, babe, thank you so much. Again, you have fresh clothes now.
Right.
You're affirming her. Mm-hmm. And the more you do it, guess what? The more she's going to want to do it.
And if you're used to your spouse doing certain things, if you're used to your husband doing certain things or your wife doing certain things, and you're noticing that they have stopped, it is not for you to go in and go in on them. It's for you to say, "Hey, I've noticed that you have slowed down or stopped doing this that you normally do. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Is this something that I could do for you this week?
How can I help you?
Is this something, the certain things that he takes care of, whenever he comes in and he sees that I have taken care of it for him, that fills his love tank."
Yep. How can I help you? Because listen, I hear brothers all the time say, I brought the money home. I get the cars washed. I make sure you have all stuff you need. But that's not what she needs.
Mhm.
If she's itching on her arm, why am I going to scratch her leg? That makes no sense to me.
Mhm.
As brothers, we supposed to do that. We're supposed to make sure that stuff is taken care of. That's our reasonable service. But if she's scratching on her arm, she don't care about nothing else but the itch she can't reach on her arm. So
Mhm.
why not ask, hey dear, how can I help you? What
Mhm.
is it that you need me to do today?
Mhm.
Because what's on my list might not be what she needs today.
Yes.
So it's important that we talk about these
Yes.
things.
And ladies, make sure that when your man asks you if you need help, you make sure you don't say, "Oh no, I got it."
No.
You say, "Yes," even if it's something small. Can you put those towels in the laundry basket really quick, or can you just help me dry the dishes? I mean, any small thing. Do not never if when he asks you, "Do you need help?" You are
Yes.
never to say no.
I need
Yes,
help.
you need to say yes. This is what I need.
Go
Okay.
bathe the children.
Exactly.
Go to the store and get some takeout. I need help.
Help. Yes, please.
Take the kids. Let me go for a drive. I need help.
And we can't say, "Oh, well, doesn't he just know I need?" No. Don't
No.
take it for granted.
Again, if her arm is itching and I don't know it's itching and I'm scratching her leg, it doesn't matter. I can put that on Facebook. I just scratched her leg. But that's not where the need is.
Correct.
The need is where the issue is. So if she needs help, help her.
Yes.
Help her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Pastor, they're supposed to help me. The women are supposed to. Yeah, I get that. They're supposed to help you with your assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And part of your assignment is to make sure she's healthy. Healthy emotionally, healthy mentally. Again, we are the covering. So if we are being Macho Man Randy Savage and being Caveman Bundy, kicking up our feet, bring my dinner. No, when the last time you brought her dinner? When the last time you went, put some water in a tub and made some bubbles and lit some candles for her? Why she always gotta do it for you? Man, please. Get off that. Tired of that. Because and this may be for our next episode. There are no roles in marriage. There are no roles.
Redefining the roles. That's good.
There are no roles.
Because the Bible says, "Submit ye
one to another. There are no roles. Some days she cooks. Some days I'll barbecue. Some days she'll wash dishes. Some days I'll wash dishes.
Yeah.
Some days she'll mop. Some days I'll mop. Some
Right.
days I'll put clothes in. Some days she'll. There are no roles because
That's
we're one.
good.
Now people start talking roles when they want to be separate,
Wow.
and that's not the right spirit. Because if we're one, we're going to do this thing together.
Yes.
So there are no roles. I'm going to help her because I don't want her to do it on her own.
That's good.
She works full time. She full-time mom in ministry full-time. No, I'm going to help you as best I can.
And I appreciate it.
Oh,
they help.
So let's recap. Again, you have to fight fair. No more yelling, no more cussing, no more slamming doors. You have to listen to people. No more silent treatments. It might make some of you cringe to have to sit in front of your spouse and hear your spouse tell you what they don't like or what they need you to change.
Yes.
That's okay.
That's okay.
A mature man, a mature woman will take that, ask God for wisdom, and put those best practices into practice.
Yes.
It's time for healthy relationships, healthy marriages. So again, do not bring up old stuff. Talk in the now.
Talk in the now.
And listen to hear. For God's sakes, listen to hear. Don't bring outside people into your marriage. If your family asks you how y'all, oh, we doing good, and you can be on one end of the room and she can be on the other end, and y'all could be cutting your eyes at each other, talking good about each other. Because again, give him access to your marriage. Don't give him access to your relationship. Don't give him access to your union. Because all he wants to do is come in there and create separation.
Yes.
And eventually, it'll be normal sleeping in two separate rooms. It'll be normal walking out the house without saying, "Dear, I'm going," and giving him or her a kiss. It'll
Mm-hmm.
be normal not calling throughout the day to say, "I love you," or "How's your day going?" It'll be normal not to send a text message throughout the day, "I'm praying for you, hoping you have a good day." It'll be normal to come in the house and have a silent treatment. And if you have children, guess what? They will pick up on that,
Yeah, absolutely.
and they will begin to mimic that behavior.
Yes.
So please, there's a right and a wrong way to fight fair. We want to fight the right way. It's okay to have disagreements. It's okay to have arguments. It's okay for you to have heated fellowships. The key is to talk through it.
Yes.
So, homework. The next time you all, in fact, I don't even want to say that. For some of you, you may have some things going on right now that you are
Mm-hmm.
afraid to talk about.
Yes.
We want to highly encourage you
To talk.
to talk.
Yes.
I'm not saying unload everything in one night, but start somewhere.
Yeah, and let this video just give you that permission to do that, because I know sometimes you may hold on to things because you just don't want to randomly bring it up. So use this video as your permission, so you can say, "Hey, dear, there is something I have been wanting to tell you, and I didn't have the words to say, and I would like to say it now."
I like that because I struggled with that because my thing is I like to get it here immediately. I don't want to wait. So she would just randomly, "Hey, I didn't like how this happened." I'm like, "When did that happen?" "Oh, 6 months ago." "And you didn't tell me 6 months ago?" So all this time, but what I was doing when I took that approach, I was backing her into a corner and making her feel unsafe to talk to me about old stuff that needed to be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So if your spouse, girlfriend, or boyfriend bring you something that happened 3 years ago, listen, don't blame them for not bringing it up when it happened. Could it be I created an atmosphere that didn't make it conducive for her to tell me when it happened? So that's on me, not on her. That's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if they bring you something old, be thankful because now they feel safe to talk to you about it now.
And now I've gotten so much better just bringing it up when it happens. There was no more 3 years, 6 months, one last week.
But again, it's because I made it safe for you.
Yes.
I made it real safe. Also, you came to a place where you was not responsible for my response.
Yes.
When if I approach you with timidity, it's because I'm afraid of what you might say.
Mm-hmm.
That's not healthy. I should be able to tell you what's hurting me, what affected me, why I'm upset, and allow you to hear my heart so that we can move forward.
Yes.
That's what it's all about,
Yes.
moving forward.
Yes.
Arguments will keep you stuck.
Yep.
Gotta move forward. Gotta move forward. So I hope this episode helped you all. I pray that something was said that is making you want to have those difficult conversations because you're gonna have them. And again, feedback is great. Your homework assignment, again, is something small.
Mm-hmm.
Talk. What issues are there that you are tiptoeing around? What is it that you are avoiding? What is it that you are passively sweeping under the rug? That's your homework assignment.
Yes. And now, I want to challenge you. Don't just be a hearer, but also be a doer.
That's
be
the word.
A doer. Love is an action word.
Yep.
So you're hearing each other. It is then your responsibility to change and do something different.
And give yourself grace.
Yes.
It's not going to happen overnight. You may have to have the same conversation for a whole week. Mm-hmm. Recently, we talked about one particular thing for about 3 days in a row. Mm-hmm. It was wearing me out, but I had to hear her heart of the matter. And that's all that matters. Yeah. Now, we're good. Good. So thank you. Homework. Please, y'all. Whatever issues there are that are unresolved, start the conversation now.
Yes.
And again, whoever is having the conversation, please, the listener, don't get mad. They're coming to you with their heart. They're coming to you with their feelings because they want it resolved. That's what this fighting fair is all about. So
pull the walls down. The
pulling the
walls,
walls
yes, break
down.
those walls.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We love your
We love
feedback.
you. Yes.
So please email us. The email address is going to be on the site. Comments are welcome. Share this with as many people as you can. We will be having another video coming to you in about another week or so. But I hope this was helpful. I hope this
Yes.
was a blessing to you. We love doing it. And again, we're not giving you guys something that we read in a book. This is
It's
stuff
real
that
life,
we
y'all.
live.
Yes.
There's no script. We live this stuff.
Absolutely.
And thank God for you. And be on the lookout for our next episode. Bye bye. Wave at the people, dear.
Bye, guys.